Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. Run past the gravy, bro.
Muted. We're unmuted now. There we go.
What's going on, gang?
What's happening? It's Pass the Gravy, bro. And we got a Veto episode to break down for you. We're going to talk about a breakup.
Tiny Veto.
A teeny tiny little recap for a teeny tiny little Veto episode. They also had a breakup between two friends.
The tiny Veto.
I love the tiny Veto.
I wish it was always the tiny Veto.
It's so cute.
I said this in the text. I just need the box sweep. Tiny Veto needs to be kept in a tiny box. It's too loose in the big box.
It's too loose.
It needs a tiny box.
Yeah, dude, they need to involve it more, and especially where it's like
there needs to be a giant Veto, a tiny Veto, normal Veto.
Oh, a giant Veto would be so sick.
Oh my god, a giant Veto!
It's like a tire; you just have to wheel it in everywhere.
Oh my gosh, and they would have to do something with like things that are so much bigger than them. Like instead of them being blown up, they would have been like shrunken down,
like real barrels.
Honey, I shrunk the kids.
Well, honey, I shrunk the Veto.
But opposite, because we already have
shit. Honey, I blew up the Veto. The sequel.
Oh, yuck.
What's going on, Todd and Kenya in the chat? Everybody that is tuning in now, if you're listening to this, you can always watch us live almost immediately afterwards, after each episode airs. And you can tune in on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook. We got Daphne joining us too in the chat. But yeah, let's start at the very beginning of the episode where there was a crying Red. Red was crying. He felt backstabbed. Felt like his buddy Cameron had thrown him under the bus, and he was not happy about it, and he was making dad jokes.
Yeah.
He was trying to make himself laugh.
In a Zippo. We all know that. He already said it.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell the joke.
No, tell us the joke now.
One is a heavy creature, and the other is a little lighter.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Kind of.
And then I also wrote, he was shaking like a chihuahua in an electric fence. He said that one.
Sure.
That one's too far. Chihuahua's
gotta be accurate.
And then we gotta wipe him before you poop. That's like wipe him before you poop.
He was all over.
I've heard that before.
I definitely heard that too.
I've heard that said.
But it was I don't know. It was interesting to see him sad like that. And
he cried so much.
He did.
I felt bad for him. It's his fucking birthday.
On his birthday.
Okay.
You don't get to stay just because you have a birthday. Like I hate that.
No. I don't. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I feel bad that first of all, I think it is really sad when somebody goes in and is like, I'm gonna find my ride or die. And they do. And they're like, hell yeah, all in. And then they get backstabbed by their ride or die that they would have protected forever. That sucks.
Didn't get backstabbed. Jared presented it to him as if he was getting backstabbed. Cameron was just like, look, I get why you got to put us next to each other. I understand that.
Whether or not that's what really happened, it's how Red has perceived the information. So that sucks.
It's ladies' night originally, so sorry, this is going to be harsh, but what a male thing to go days and days and days mad, crying on national television, going in the DR to cry, telling awful jokes to yourself to make you feel better instead of just being like, hey bud, what happened?
Yeah,
men will cry but won't go to therapy.
So I heard that you suggested I go on the block.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the case? Oh, okay, great. Cool. So glad we cleared it up.
Just ask him.
Even like he straight asked. He was like, why are you upset with me? There's something that happened with us. And he was like, I reckon you know.
I reckon we ought to put it on ice.
That's what.
I mean, like, I do, like, he feels betrayed on his birthday. That has to hurt. Like, it sucks. Don't think it's an excuse to save him. Like, he shouldn't go home because it's his birthday. That's bullshit. But like,
Just go ask your buddy.
it's sad, and he's not trying to clarify anything.
Kenya says Red didn't want to throw Jared under the bus. I think, yeah, he kind of felt betrayed by Cameron. But that's the problem where, like, this entire cast, I feel like anybody that gets any information immediately goes and tells 6 other people about what they just heard. And then, like everybody's like, hey, keep it on the DL. But then, like, 10 minutes later, the DL is just the whole house. And, like, that was the one time this season that Red didn't immediately run and tell somebody what was told to him. And it's like, no, this is the time you needed to go check. You should have absolutely done that thing that you do every time anybody tells you any information. You should have done that immediately to Cameron. And Cameron would be like, no, man, like, I know we're both on the block. And I told him, like, if we both have to go on the block, like, I understand you're playing the game. Yeah. He didn't say, like, fuck Red. Like, I hope Red's out. This sucks.
Right. You're just telling him what he wants to hear.
Yeah, I feel like had they cleared it up, they would have had a better plan going forward to be like, okay, this is how we both stay.
Yes.
Thomas says, my wife asked the same question about Red. I told her men don't do feelings. Very true. I thought he said men don't have feelings.
They just don't know how to do them well because they won't go to therapy.
No, but he'll have his hair in braids and cry.
Men will braid their hair like Willie Nelson and it'll cry in a hot tub with their friend, but won't go to therapy.
Won't talk to him about it. Would rather lose $750,000. Is it $1 million now? Still $750,000.
I think it's $750,000. Yeah, it's $750,000. I think.
Yeah, lose out. Besides talking to your buddy.
Yeah, can't talk about it. Bean said, isn't that a Texas thing? Keep it all inside. And no.
Oh, no.
Not those of us who went to therapy.
I would say it's probably baseline Texas.
Probably baseline Texas, but like some of us have been therapized and graduated from therapy.
Nice.
Good job.
Thank you.
You get a certificate when you graduate from therapy?
Do the work.
No, I did not get a certificate. I just was told, basically,
you're fixed.
She was like, so are you actually getting anything out of this anymore, or are you just paying to hang out with me? And I was like, oh, I think I'm paying to hang out with you, which felt weird.
That's more than Red would talk to his buddy about.
Wouldn't talk about it at all. After we had the whole Red Cameron debacle in the beginning, we then have Jared on his fuck shit, as the kids say. I guess that was a lot of this episode, was Jared being on his fuck shit.
Yeah.
He goes to Corey, and he is very concerned to Corey, who he knows is in a showmance with America, that America isn't looking out for his best interest. And it's like, well, right, you're not looking out for hers either, so she's not gonna fucking just like lay down for you. I think she's throwing competitions, and if she doesn't go try hard to get this veto, by sense that she's throwing it,
you really want to be Red there.
I'm gonna give no.
It's hard to not go Southern when you do an accent.
Well, but then if I go
so deep Southern for Red, and so opposite.
I was trying to just do like a deep voice for Jared because I didn't want to seem like I was trying to do a racial voice because that's more problematic. So the Red, it goes better. I feel like I can slip into Red.
Just on opposite ends of the country.
Yeah, but he was saying that like pretty much like, well, if I see that she's throwing any veto, if I get a hint of that, then she's my next target. And it was like, all right. Sick,
He's
dude.
So mean to Corey.
And then he kept talking about the fucking pressure cooker, and America kind of calls him out at one point, and she was like,
I love that PR.
This bitch was fucking out by then. And they didn't even point out that, like,
14 hours.
Jared, this bitch went out when the lights went down or whatever. She was up for 14 hours. Jared was asleep and already out and wasn't watching her when she let go of the button. So even if she was throwing it, it wasn't like Jared was present to see it.
Well, and just like what the fuck is he talking about with other people throwing comps? Like, he literally had to be saved from the block week 1 because America smoked his ass at the first comp.
That's true.
I bet that's why he's like, just got it out for her. He's like, I can't lose to a girl.
She beat me at a brain thing, and I'm smarter.
I'm smart.
I'm supposed to be smarter. what voice that is.
I got mama help.
Todd says it's confusing how Corey's trying his hardest to work with Jared, and Jared is just too moronic to see how beneficial that would be.
That breaks my heart for him to list. They list the editors. Great job tonight, production. Jared admitting that Corey is, like my number 4, like my little brother, whatever. And Corey's like, he's my number 1. I have to tell him what he wants to hear so he knows he's my number 1. And then I don't think he should be my number 1. Like the deep regret he's feeling because the love is not equal. And it makes me so mad. How dare he do that to sweet baby Corey?
I do feel like he feels that way, but Corey is so like able to see it, like not ahead, but like he knows that his connection to Suri.
He's getting a whiff of it.
He knows Suri's running it. He knows his connection to the other house is only Jared. He knows he can't talk game really with Felicia hardcore. He knows he can't talk game with Izzy hardcore. But he knows that Jared gives him these tidbits of information, so he kind of has to kiss Jared's ass. And it's like Jared knows that and like
uses it.
Just like because they always are getting in like arguments, and then Corey will storm out to the point where he's like, "You're being a fucking dumbass, dude. Like I'm just gonna not even argue."
Away and he said, "Fucking moron." I was like,
"Yes, fucking moron" is what he said.
Corey. It seems like Jared feels like Corey is indebted to him for some reason, and it's like, oh, of course, like this little nerd boy is gonna be like wanting to be partnering up with me. I'm so good.
It's like when he got mad that Corey was in the competition last week, where he got to play in the or not immunity challenge, the power.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, you just don't have the personality that Americans gonna like. It'll probably be me." And was like, "What the fuck? How can you do that?" And now, like, yeah, dude, like people like Corey more than you because you're an asshole. Like, it's not that hard to see. Eddie is saying in the chat that it's Corey's fault that America's in a bad position. I feel like it maybe because he's using America to try and like manipulate Corey, but like after you get rid. That's what I meant. But no, Jared's using it to manipulate Corey, right?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But like after you get rid of America, then Corey's just gonna be pissed off and gunning for you. So like you only get to play that card until you play that card, and then it's
afraid of Corey at all, even like one little bit. Which is
and he should be. And Corey's not won anything right now, but like
he could.
He is listed. I mean, like. I was going through some updates, and he is like the last person before the 4 at the end. Like people want to keep him. He is at this point going to go far where he could start winning, especially when they start doing like days comps. He studies those nightly.
Yeah. He's like sometimes if you just watch him and he's just by himself, you can kind of like see his eyes jutting around like he's counting everything outside. He's counting stuff all around. Eddie in the chat says Corey throws America under the bus all the time. He's throwing America under the bus because like he knows that they're gonna dangle in front, like we got to get rid of your showmance eventually, and he's got to be like, right, well obviously like our plan to get her out is going to be this, but like he keeps pushing it back the whole time.
Jared, by bringing America down, because
he knows that
threatened by America and their relationship, and Jared just has a teeny tiny little ego. No, it's huge. But what's the word?
Veto, not veto. He didn't win that.
Confidence. He's got high confidence, low self-esteem.
Hubris.
There you go.
Sorry, landed finally.
I feel like I think that he shit talks America because he does it to more than just Jared. He will go ham on America to Izzy. And I think it's because he's trying to get in more with those people because, like, he's trying to show them, like, oh, no, I'm not in a showmance. She doesn't mean anything. I'll cut her. It's fine. I'm with you. And so, like,
that's when they'll snuggle at night, and they were kind of staying separate during the day, and like, we're going to get info from opposite sides of the house. Then we'll, like, hammock or upstairs on the jizz bed and, like, lay there and snuggle. And then, like they've recently kind of realized like maybe we should start, interacting with people together now that people are already associated with that. But that's what's weird is like Jared he's like, well, you have a showmance, but I don't have anything like that holding you back. It's like, bitch, did you not just see Blue last week? Like what?
Yeah.
Do you not know how that was? Like you're expecting Corey to just be chill because you were anything but chill when you thought Blue was possibly going home.
Yeah. I mean, he's the fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
And I think that's what bothers me the most. I also.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was pretty good. No, I liked it because you paused and it was like, where is this going?
We have a naughty stigma here.
I really thought that I was like, dick.
So yeah, Jared on this power trip. Then Corey's basically telling him what?
I was gonna say they left out the big controversy in that argument.
They sure did.
That he said the R word.
Yep, he called America, Jared, to be clear,
right,
called America the R word, and the fact that they edited that out is wild because they also have not issued a statement, despite the fact that people have like called for, because like, and I think we talked about this when Luke was ejected. It was like, okay, so hate speech, what's the line?
Yes.
Apparently not people with intellectual disabilities.
Well, no. Like, you can say it if you're related to Surrey Fields, who they need to maybe win the season to save it. They're like, well, that looks really bad on her if her son gets kicked out for saying bad words.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
it's like they looked good, and then they were like, you know what? We don't got to do anything else the rest of the season, right? Let's just mail it in. They can say whatever they want in there.
So I do understand that it's not as bad as the N-word, and I would if I had to rank my comfortability in saying those words.
Yeah, power rank the slurs. What's your like most important, like 1 through 5? Allison, you go first. Number one's what? Which is what?
But like, it's still wild that like if you're going to enforce hate speech as like a zero tolerance policy, then do it. And the Special Olympics has made a comment.
Well, I mean, they can't read it because they're not able to see what the Special Olympics said.
CBS is.
What? But like Jared can't see it. So
no.
Jared
No. I'm not.
Like Jared probably doesn't even remember that he said it.
No.
Jared,
I mean, he did apologize for it.
Oh, did he?
To Corey, because Corey said that's not cool, basically.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. First of all,
Corey
talks shit about America, but stands up for her like fucking nobody.
That's true.
Yeah. But that's how you can tell. Like, I feel like it is just game where he's like, well, yeah, obviously we're gonna get rid of her. Yeah. No, but like, let's keep her for 2-3 more weeks. No, because she is a number, and she kind of is like, as long as she doesn't want HOH, and then like she's gonna draw the line in the sand. But like, until that happens.
But
like,
she's also not working against Jared.
No, she's not.
She kind of is, but like not directly. She would have nominated Red and Cameron this week.
That's true.
Like they're not even on opposite sides. So like I feel like if she does win HOH tomorrow, she would do the same thing potentially. I mean, I do hope that she takes a swing because that would be great.
But like you're 2 weeks away from jury, right? 2 weeks away from jury.
Are they 2 weeks away? It's a 9-person jury or 11?
No, there's an extra person.
Yeah, I get thrown off. We had an eviction that wasn't an eviction, and then we had a kickoff, and so like I'm like, wait, are we caught up or are we behind? Because I feel like we're caught up.
It's got to be a 9-person jury because we have 11 people aside from. We've got 13 people, so if we had 2 finalists, then the jury would start tomorrow, and it's not.
Okay.
So it's got to be a 9-person jury.
So that's 2 more weeks then, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 more weeks. But like I don't know. I just increasingly dislike Jared more and more.
Yeah, like there's not really any like redeeming quality that he's giving out the entire week, and it's like sometimes you do see somebody become who they really are when they win, like when you give them power of any sort. And the Big Brother house is the perfect microcosm of society like that, where it's like, this dude has like one fucking little bit of power that his mom is really running.
But even when he's not in power,
you would think he's fucking
still a jerk.
Right, because like up until this, he acted like he
in
ran
power of
shit.
everything.
It's true.
Yeah.
Spoiled.
Oh, just because mommy tells him
He
everything.
gets whatever he wants and he acts very entitled.
He is very entitled, yeah. Jared is right coming after America because he knows she's coming after his mom. The way he went about it was so stupid. No, I agree with what you're saying, Kenya. And it's just like, I was kind of standing on Sunday where I was like, if you want to play like the this is unfair card, like the Suri and Jared, just like everybody like playing a masterclass game where like Corey will say something to like, all right, like, dude, like you and me, and then like we got to clip Suri before we can't have Suri doing jury or whatever it is, where it's like,
you can't get Suri to the final 3. You cannot.
You can't.
That's stupid.
If
you take her, you're done. Fuck you. Like you lost the game. So stupid that people aren't like, you've got
you have to see that. You have to see that. And if you don't think she's going to be the biggest influence in a jury house, you got to get her the fuck out now.
Yeah.
Like, I get that you can't, like, Jared's not going to do that to his mom, but like, if it's not this week, whoever is in power next week has to be like, all right, look, Suri, appreciate everything. Like, I don't know how the whole house can't see that she's aligned with everyone else in the whole house.
I don't know. And like, honestly, if I were Jared, I'd want her in jury. If I'm trying to go to the final 2, I want my mom in jury campaigning for me in the house, especially when she's Suri fucking Fields.
Right. Yeah, it's the ideal. It's the Cody Nixon you want poisoning the jury against anybody you might be going against.
Yeah.
Strawberry in the chat says, who do you guys think will be first in jury? I mean, it depends on who wins HOH tomorrow.
Bowie J.
But
fucking J. That's her first and last name we learned.
I fucking lost it. I saw that and I was like, no way.
I assumed it was a Mary Kate.
I did too.
Mary Kate. I did too. So they're just calling her full name. Fucking Bowie J.
Bean says after the season, he hopes that Suri coaches Jared on how to repair his reputation if possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, I think all the things that are said in Big Brother are not said. I don't think Jared said the R word out of hate. I think it is very much like, I think, what's his face? Racist guy. First guy. Luke, that guy. No, I don't really think he's a racist. I think he said something that was inappropriate, something that he stupidly uses in his everyday language, but doesn't necessarily feel like it is. Like, he's not meaning it as like as a word of hurt towards somebody, even though that still can hurt people.
I don't know.
I think that like people are allowed to make mistakes, and like I don't think Jared should never be able to work again. Like, I don't think Jared should never be able to work again. I feel like Jared like.
Oh, I'm not saying he should never be able to work.
People get to be able to hear like an apology, and if he apologizes, I think you should give him a benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, well, like hopefully he's gonna change from that. I'm not saying he will, but like I don't think like him saying that one time is something that we should just hold against him for the rest of his life. And I know Big Brother, Twitter, and the internet of Big Brother tends to do that.
I will say that if you're going to say that on live feeds in front of like on national TV, you say it more than once.
I agree. Absolutely. I'm not saying that's right.
That's not coming out randomly one time.
Also, like Luke or Jared don't live in a world where they've never heard someone say, don't say that.
Yeah.
Right.
So for them to be like, they've heard, don't say that. And then they went, no, I'm going to say
no,
it.
I still will say it. You don't know what you're talking about.
You are to be the one that's like, it's cool, I say it.
Yeah.
It ain't.
No, I get that. Is Cam going to be, Cam will probably be first injury. Felicia would be a good one because I think she's getting on people's nerves and they're going to have to start clipping their numbers. And like, she's talking to too many people. For me, selfishly, I hope Felicia stays in forever because if Suri were to go out of this house, and in my dream, maybe Izzy too, Felicia being the queen of the house would just be absolutely electric television. Like Felicia being in charge of the drama going down. Like I want that. Suri is very good at making more drama and just flip-flopping and flip-flopping and flip-flopping. But Felicia would just chat with everybody and no secret would be safe. And it would just be constantly like a circle of who said what to Felicia because Felicia told everybody. And I think that would be the best. And I'm still Team Chaos because I know that we were talking about like, do we like America and Corey? Are they our favorites right now? I don't know. I don't love anybody specifically this season, so I just want chaos. I just want chaos. I
love Corey and I love
but
America.
I don't know if it's just because everybody else.
And I have both of them.
I mean, nobody's.
I love Corey and I love iCarly.
Oh, iCarly.
I saw that.
I thought it was a Photoshop of iCarly, and it was really just America drinking her water
Holding
bottle.
that, the blue cup. Yeah.
I was like, that's
Yeah.
a Photoshop, and it was like, no, it's not.
No, it's like she looks like iCarly. And you're like,
That is her. But yeah, I would love a Felicia like head of like just running the house without Suri in her ear. And like for as like down with it as Suri is, like she does have her tentacles all over the house. And she's got Jared, which is an advantage she had walking in. She has Izzy, who she basically got blackmailed into having as one of the tentacles that she's getting information from. But like she, as being on top of the game as she is, all she does is change her mind. All she does is change her mind. Every conversation, she's like, you know what? Maybe we'll keep Red this time. Since Cameron's bad, let's keep him in Cameron. But okay, you know what? Actually, let's. Red said this one nice thing to me. He doesn't like Cam right now. They're fighting. So you know what? Jag's out. Fuck Jag.
How
like,
has Cameron made it off the block so many times?
Because he's like Cam's not a bad Big Brother player game wise. I mean, like comp wise, he's a pretty good.
I know. So if he's on eviction night, you got to vote him off.
Yeah,
he's on the block. No flipping, like he's not this week, so whatever. But yeah, you gotta get him out.
I hated. I can't remember who it was. They were saying, "Oh well, he just weasels his way off the block again," and it's like,
America.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was like, but he doesn't weasel his way. He won a veto. Like that's not like weaseling your way off the block is like convincing someone to waste it on you.
Because every time he comes down, she's in danger of going up.
And then that was that sets up the next.
And he's a fucking creep to her.
That's true. Creep. But that's how we found out that Jared said the R word because they were trying to protect Cameron because America was talking about how uncomfortable he was making her feel, and they were trying to cut the feeds from that, and they just happened to hear Jared saying that when they cut the feeds because they made all 4 cameras go on that, and he was like, "Man, America's being R," and it was like, "Whoa, you guys are saying like you were talking about her being uncomfortable and talk about uncomfortable."
Did you see Bean's guess at the final 3?
Final 3 will be Nicole. Who? Bowie. Who? Cody. Final. No, I mean Cody. Corey,
I think.
Corey wins. Corey wins in that one for sure. But like,
no, you know what? The final 2 would be Bowie and Nicole.
There's a multiverse.
Final
where
2.
That...
I mean, there's no chance. They're not going to win. Neither one of them will win. That would be the worst ending of Big Brother.
Can you abstain from voting as a jury member?
We're not doing a finale recap if that is how it goes down. Bean gets to host it. Bean will just host it that night. If he called it just like that, like, all right, Bean, this is on you, buddy.
I think there's a universe out there where that could happen.
I mean, there is, but
gross.
Whoa.
Gross.
We don't know. What if they come alive like Casey?
Maybe they will if they have to. But at this point, like Nicole got so much love in the beginning of the season because she freaked out saying people were playing games too much. And it's like, well, you're not playing any games, though. You're not doing anything.
Do you still like her?
He's not as exciting as Bowie. Bowie is more fun than Nicole because Nicole just sits. And Bowie wears fun outfits. Bowie has a cool accent. Bowie she was pissing him off because they were trying to have a game talk, and Bowie was just like eating cereal next to him the other day, and you could just tell they kept like looking at each other and side-eyeing. I think it was Suri and Izzy, and it was just like they wanted Bowie to leave so bad. And she's just
will say
that's not a knife.
She's, I think, aware of what's happening because who was it? I think Suri was saying that she was noticing that there were some people whispering, and her plan was to go near them to see if they stopped. Because that's a good sign that they're talking about you or game that you're not a part of. So she's aware.
Right, but it's also they're probably
what are you going to do with it?
You're probably not going to be a part of any of that because you don't really align with anybody at this point. And it's like you kind of have to have people right, but not really because she doesn't really like keep it going.
She's a number.
You have to have you have to have somebody that you're constantly checking in with and having game talk, like knowing what's going on with. And Nicole, I feel like she's Like she's in the one scene that America walks in on, where she's like, "What the fuck are they talking about in my room?" Where it got all quiet. She's like, "That's a bad sign." The Big Brother house, and then they're like, "Hey."
Felicia. It could be you.
Might be you.
It could be
Might
you.
be you up on the. What if
They are almost the entire cast this season is wild about just like suggesting to people's faces, like, you should be the pawn.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why you do that when you have the numbers. You have like, they are very clear about like we have the majority in the house right now. Then like, don't use your guys. Who cares? Who cares? Jag just got evicted basically.
Right?
You're gonna be like, dude, we saved you with the power.
Jag.
You better go up. Like,
It was
it's
her
so easy.
idea to put
I
a
know.
bestie Jag on the block.
I know. Girly Pop Jag on the block.
Really pop Jag. It's some
And-
musty, dusty stuff.
Thomas says Bowie won him over when she hit Julie with a good day last vote. That's
Not
awesome.
any of her other votes where she said good day.
What if she sits down one of these days and she's like, "That's not a knife," and we're like, "We called it." Hey, there's this fucking really annoying dude on a podcast saying just to say the Paul Hogan thing. Just can you please just do it? His blue is fake. She don't care about that man. I mean, who cares? I don't think he really cares about her if they're not in the house.
Bestie.
No.
Bestie Jag.
I thought she's talking Jared. My bad.
No.
My bad. Yeah, Jared doesn't care about her outside the house.
Yeah.
Quickly.
There's much rivalry and animosity in the house that Mikol and Bowie would only be targets if the HOH doesn't want blood. But every other HOH would have a target, so I think those two are safe. Which is fine if you want to get to the end and get third, but like
That's
unless you
floating.
win some stuff.
People despise Bowie right now.
I would take Bowie over Mikol every day.
She's I
She's
don't
more
know.
fun,
I think I
more
go
entertaining.
Nicole. I think Nicole has that quiet sense of humor where, like,
I think she can kick it into gear, but like until she does, like she's just kind of wallpaper at this point.
that's fair.
Dwindle down and we get to hear.
I
her.
agree.
She
But
doesn't-
even when
she
it's
doesn't
just her
want to talk
sitting
to
there.
anybody.
Yeah.
They all talk too much.
Yeah.
I get it. Can relate. I would be wallpaper for the first half of the game.
Eddie says that Jared has a better social game than Corey and America in the house. I don't know if I agree with that because he has his mom to kind of like cover up anything that he does. Where it's like he's like, "Hey, let me say some dumb shit." Oh, hey, it's me, 3. What's going on? I was just sweeping this up. Hey, what's going on, Jag? Yeah, sorry, my son's an idiot. We're gonna have to get rid of you because he's an idiot. Sweep. And like, she just sweeps
Hold
him
up.
behind.
This is back to the episode. I fucking blew my mind that Jared was so pissed that Jag lied to him. When, my guy, you are the one that should not have this information going to somebody else and butting your head in. And
After you
then
just told
going
not to.
in-
Right?
Yes, and then you're going in and threatening him like, I'm gonna ask you one more time, bro. And he lied to my face. Yeah, of course he fucking did. You're not supposed to know.
Big brother.
Ooh, I can't stand Jared.
Yeah, no, he's the worst.
I'm turning red.
And speaking of Jared, during the veto comp, the tiny veto comp, muffin hands.
Yeah.
Muffin hands? He has muffin hands. He
I
said it,
swear.
and then his mom was like, I already knew he had them big old muffin hands. I was like, I have never, ever heard anybody say
Never.
that. But then
Also-
shout out to Rob Sesternino for tweeting Jasmine, being like, did y'all say muffins?
Muffins. Yeah.
Muffin hands.
But you don't use your hands when you're doing that. You use tweezers.
Yeah.
But if they're made of muffins, they probably aren't good at using tweezers.
Yeah.
Like, is
what's
that what he
blood
meant?
flow like through a muffin?
Yeah, are they made of muffins? Do muffin men have unusually large hands? I have so
They
many
got
questions
puffy
about
muffin top hands.
muffin.
Muffin top seems like that's a fat joke, and I don't like that. And I think that there's people that would be offended by that. It's a slur.
But it's just adorable that they both use it.
It's got to be something that she's like made fun of him for his whole life.
Yeah.
But also,
I also get the Michelin Man reference.
yeah.
That I can picture, but muffin hands, I can't.
what a wild thing for that to be like, huh? I've never heard of anybody say muffin hands before. And both Jared and Sari have said it. That's weird that they've both used this very strange thing. What if that's what outs them in the house?
Google Muffin Man. Google Muffin Man.
I don't know if I want to. I need a new incognito tab. I'm not doing this on my real one.
Some sort of trick. Yeah, I don't know, but it was obviously like the editors were like, hey, we got to throw them both saying it back to back in there because people are going to be confused as shit. And like it made a little bit more sense when she said it. You're like, oh, it's just a family thing, I guess. But
why could I not put my Chrome into incognito?
I mean, if you're, is
that Al Roker?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We're not seeing anything. But yeah, it's glizzy fingers is what Thomas's daughter says. He has glizzy fingers. Well, I guess that you have fat fingers. They're like fat old muffin hands. Like,
yeah, I mean that's like a
because the muffin. I mean, wait.
That's the gingerbread man.
Can't catch me.
But he's worried about the muffin man.
Yeah. Still, there just must be a thing. Cheese fingers.
Oh yeah, Helly said sausage fingers. I've heard that before, but muffin hands is new. You've got sausage fingers.
Muffin hands.
No, I've heard sausage fingers for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna start using muffin hands now. The football season's like starting up tomorrow. I'll be like, dude's got muffin hands over there. When he drops it, I'm gonna tweet that. Remind me to do that.
Yeah.
Remind me to do that, Emma.
I'm sorry. I was looking at muffins. What are we tweeting?
Ashley says it's a kid drum. Yeah, I know Muffin Man is a. I know the song.
No, Muffin Hands.
But Muffin Hands. No, we know Muffin Man.
I mean, I don't know him. I know he lives on
I know where he lives.
Yeah, that's about all I know.
I don't know his exact address, but I know the lane that he lives on. Yeah. So we had the tiny veto. I thought it was funny that they always talk about the appearance that you have to put up to everyone else in the house, and how you can tell that like, oh, so-and-so didn't really care. So-and-so didn't even pretend to like act like they were happy for me. But the two biggest examples of people pretending that they are just acting like they didn't give a shit or being upset were Izzy when who won HOH? When Cameron won HOH, how she was all pouty and storming around, and then Cameron winning veto and no one saying a word.
That was amazing, but also Bean said, I guess Bean looked it up. Muffin hands are hands that are short, stubby, and resemble a muffin when made into a fist.
Oh.
Couldn't keep it together. Sorry. But yeah, back to what you're saying. The fact that it was dead silent when Cam won, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Needs to be in like the recap show at like when they do the memories. Yeah. Like, remember that awkward time when like we really wanted Cam out of the house and he wouldn't go?
Ron?
He kept winning veto.
But yeah, that was interesting. It is the side that acts like you have to play cool with everybody that has now done that 2 times.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't matter if you have the numbers right now. So he's got the veto. You had America walking in on that conversation. Then you had America see them say like, hey, maybe you're going to have to go up. And she was like, oh, fuck no. And went up to Jared, who was back on his fuck shit again, and was like, dude, what's the deal? And that was
muffin hands were on blue when she rang the doorbell.
Probably.
I just want to say muffin hands.
Muffin fingers over here.
Getting felt up by blueberries.
But then also, like, if you want to talk misogyny, like shown by Jared, like, was it not kind of, hey, I need you to get out of the room, woman, so I can have a conversation? Like when he like kind of told Blue to get the fuck out, it's like, dude, obviously
I did take that to mean more of like a, hey, we need to have a one-on-one game talk than it to be misogynistic.
I took it
like you don't think Blue's gonna like hear everything that was just said the second that you walk out?
No, I think Blue leaves because I bet her and Jared never talk game.
Yeah,
it's really talking game. I'll go.
But they do, because sometimes she's like calling him on stuff he's lying about.
Slay, girl, slay, girly pop.
My little kitty.
Yeah, I didn't take that as misogynistic. There's plenty that he does that is misogynistic. But that was, I think, just him saying, like, okay, this is getting kind of intense. America was getting heated and was like, this needs to be a one-on-one game conversation.
He's being hysterical.
But also, he and Blue, not only do he and Blue not talk game together, they are not actually seen as like working together. They're just fucking.
Isn't that crazy to have a situationship in the Big Brother house?
But I think that's mostly because of Suri, though. I feel like it's mostly because Suri is like making him be like, we have to target her. You know that, right? We got to target her. Kind of like all last week. That was what like he was fighting against, and he was ready to like throw people under the bus to make sure that she was able to stay, which makes him a problem for their numbers, where he's acting like, oh, well, I just don't know if I can trust you. And like, I hate to like, well, what are you doing for me? Like, what is it that you do for me? It's like, you know that making these demands makes me go after you next time, right? Like,
you know these demands make me hate you more.
Did you say
what
that?
Did I say?
I don't know. We're not saying. Well, if you can say it in the Big Brother house, I think you can say it on YouTube, right?
What did I say?
It doesn't make it right. I don't know. You can say anything on YouTube, I think.
What did I say?
I don't think you can. Helly says Jared is dumb but attractive. Blue is dumb but attractive. That's all it is. Neither one cares any deeper. Well, they both like have things outside the house, pretty sure, and they're like people outside the house, and so they're gonna have to go back to that at a certain point. They're just stuck in at camp.
I agree, Bean.
Oh, but Bean thinks that they read the Bible in HOH. We have the dirty minds. Got it. All right. So
what were they cleaning up from the Bible reading?
Their tears.
Jared.
Noah's blood.
His conversation with America. Then you kind of see Suri deciding like maybe Jag is the one that needs to go up, and then it's Jared's idea that Jag goes up, even though we saw Suri being like, no, it's gotta be Jag. And Jared's like, all right, well, I'm gonna probably put America up. It's like, no. Jag needs to be the one to go this week. It's gotta be Jag. Okay, cool. It's Jag.
I love the fact that it's Suri had the idea that Jag needs to be the one now. Because it's true. It's Suri's house. It's Suri's HOH. It's Suri's game.
That conversation started downstairs with Felicia, and she was like, so who we putting up? And it's like, Jared's not even in that room right now. And you're all going to just...
They all know.
Yeah, she has the full say in everything.
Nobody questions.
Jared does what he's told, which is so fucking rich considering everything.
How independent he tries to play off as.
Yeah.
Mama.
I'll do what I want.
Like, how at this point do you not know, like, if you're Felicia or like even Miko, like, how can you not see him going in, having to check in with her on everything and being like, they're probably, she's talking to him like she's
I guess because you chalk it up to the mother-son relationship that, like, you think it's figurative.
But there's already a Felicia who has the other mom. She has the mom role in that.
Yeah, but I think that, like, the difference lies within the fact that it's Suri. So everyone who is working with, not Felicia, that everyone that's working with Suri, which is everyone in the house, is running moves through her to be like, you're an amazing, like, you're a legend at this.
Right.
Is this what you would do? Because you're really good at this kind of stuff. They're all running it through her.
She's going to win.
Yeah.
No, if she makes it, she will, and she should.
There's no way she
it's stupid if they let her get there.
If you check the odds that come out every week, I think she's down to plus 400. She's never been above plus 500, and like Jared's just above her because of her probably dragging him.
Yeah.
But like her odds are only going to get worse at like or higher. I guess the payout would be less as it's going on.
It's more and more obvious.
Bean says the alliances are a Venn diagram and the Suri is in the middle. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Kenya says the fact that Suri says I will tell him is a big telltale, not to mention that they look alike. I don't understand how no one's put that together at all. Like just the cheeks, they are carbon copies of each other.
There's a clip of them that I saw on Twitter where they're lying on the couch in the HOH room with their heads near each other and like laughing about something, and their face when they laugh is the exact same. Their laugh is the exact same. It has like the same cadence, the same like rhythm, and like their mannerisms are the same. How can nobody tell? They're the same person. Throw some braids on Jared.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for sure. But so then you see what did I put on there? We have the breakup. We go to the Cameron and the Red breakup. The chillers.
Stupid.
Put it on us. And
I reckon we should put this on us.
I felt like I was a little disappointed in how little of it we got to see, because that was a way longer conversation. It was way more awkward. It was way funnier because it was so awkward and just kind of drawn out, where it was a lot of just nothing being said. And well, what is it? Just tell me.
You need to retweet the edit that someone did that turned it into a like a movie trailer.
I want to see it.
It was so good. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it again. I think I texted it to y'all, actually.
Go back, if you can find it, you tweet it out. But yeah, that is just like Red clearly not like trying to explain anything to Cameron, and then I don't know why Red's just cutting him off so quickly and just being like, "Hey man, like I get that you're hurt, but like you gotta let him talk at least. You don't have to believe what he's gonna be saying, but like hear him out." And that's it's like you don't really have anybody else on your side, although Red's kind of terrible at reading people in this game because he thinks people have crushes on him that don't. He thinks he's really well in with like a lot of people. At one point, I think he thought he was Cerie's number one, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. I remember him having a conversation about that. And like you have the worst read on the house, maybe of anybody currently. You need to work with the one guy that you think stabbed you in the back, but you got to hear him out a little bit. And he's not doing that, and that'll probably be his downfall. We wrap the episode up with Cameron using the veto. Jared does what his mommy told him and puts Jag up as the replacement nominee. So it's Jag and Red. One of them will be going home tomorrow. And that is where we concluded tonight's episode. We're going to get into some spoilers, I guess, because there's some stuff going on. I think I know where they're lying right now, so we'll tell you about that here in a second. But it may have flipped because it tends to do that in this house. If you do not want any spoilers, this is the time to tune out. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Emma is at Little EM Tweets on Twitter and at Emma Lawler on Instagram. Allison is at Almar7490 on Instagram and at Affable Allison on Twitter. If you're listening to us, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Bro. If you're watching us, please go subscribe to our audio channel, to our podcast, and just hit the subscribe on both, hit play on both, give us those clicks on both of them. If you do not want spoilers, this is your time to tune out. Tune in tomorrow at about 9:15 Central Time. That's when we will go live with our eviction recap. But yeah, if you don't want the spoilers, this is your time to tune out. We'll be back.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
So, since the veto has been used, Jag was initially the target, and then it went to Red as the target. On Red's birthday, which was yesterday, they were talking about Red's demise, but somehow that is now flipped back to Jag being the target. As far as I last saw, Jag was the target again. But there's also still...
I think Red is the target.
Discussion. Okay.
I think Red's the target again.
Cerie saying Jag was the target. Like, I'm 100% putting all of my stock in whatever Mama Cerie says, because that's how I think it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 8-2. It was 8-2 would be the vote to keep Red, is what I saw.
I think it would still be unanimous.
They're still hoping that it's gonna. So from what I'm seeing, they still want it to be 6-4, so not unanimous. And that it would be Red going, but I'm going through the feeds or the updates that I look at to see if I can find it again.
Wednesday spoiler. Like normally though, like at this point, like Quentin says he stays for the Wednesday spoilers because everything's still up in the air. Like normally,
We're not helpful right now.
This podcast, it's kind of like, well, this is who's going home tomorrow. Like maybe a handful of times has it not been pretty decided, and like in this fucking house, it's like whatever we tell you right now, very likely is not going to be what happens tomorrow because it'll just flip flop.
Today at 12:26 p.m. their time. So 2:26 our time central. Izzy says she thinks once we get red, Cameron and Jag out, it'll become different kind of hard. So that makes it sound Cameron would target Jag over her next week. So that sounds like it's still red.
It does.
Everything I read today before that, which was because after I got off work, I was just doing my other podcast, Past Baby. I should check it out. But yeah, everything I saw before podcasting today, I thought it was Jag. But if that happened Big Brother time at 2:00 our time, then that absolutely was after that. So,
but by now.
But yeah, now it could have flipped already because all it takes is for me to have a conversation with literally anyone who suggests one thing or says somebody else thought this one thing that could be this. She might be like, they're going to target me. I got to get them out.
How mad would Matt be that got Jag out?
That's what
Kenya wasted his power. I mean, he wouldn't have had a power anyway.
Kenya says that she thinks Matt would turn on Suri if that were to be the case. Let's all please vote on who we think will be evicted. I feel like if it's red right now, I feel like it's going to be red just because like all of the reasons to get rid of him, like I don't know, like I don't think he's going to be loyal. I don't think he's going to be as loyal as like they say, and I don't really think he's going to be as like reliable as they think if he's going to work with them. Like I don't think that he's more, I think he's definitely more dangerous than Jag is because Jag's kind of just desperate right now. I don't think Jag doesn't really seem like a guy who's going to backstab.
I think also if you keep him, you are giving him and Cameron the chance to work it out and then become a duo again.
Exactly. So like how can you be that certain that they're done? Even though I feel like they are probably done because red seems pretty.
I don't know.
It's just on ice. Yeah, they didn't kill it. They just put it on ice.
It's just on ice.
And they only reckoned to do it. Good call.
Only reckoned. I'm gonna say they vote out Jag, just because they should.
Serene said it last. It's gotta be with Serene. Yeah, it's gonna be Jag.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It fucking should be red.
It should be red.
Helly says
over with.
In the chat, all it takes for red to go is for him to talk to Cam. All he needs to know is what Jared really did. Or the perception that they are back together by anybody. Like if Serene were to see them in the backyard tonight talking, she'll be like, oh my God, I think they're talking. They're probably getting back together. They're probably getting back together. We've got to, you know what? We got to get red out now.
Never, ever, ever.
So yeah, I'm back on Jag then.
I don't know. I'm like trying to look through to see if anybody on Reddit has recently said who the target is.
Who it is.
It's all about Corey in America right now.
Good. As it should be. That's what's going on Twitter too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're probably airing on the West Coast right now, so that's you get those people.
Oh, yeah, they're all.
Well, apparently they had a little tiff yesterday. Some trouble in paradise.
No.
Yeah, she went to bed early. I saw.
Yeah.
There she.
Apparently she's still. I mean, not me being so invested in Corey that I'm sitting here hoping they eat together so Corey can get fully back in her good graces. Oh my God, I gotta go outside. I mean, like people are obsessed with it.
They are just adorable, though.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Bean says for you Texans, what happened to TCU? Well, they're Dallas adjacent, and that's what happens to Dallas teams. They don't pan out.
Look, I think they are a close second to cult-like. I mean, so close second to A&M with
the
their
Christian
fan
part?
behavior. No. And I feel like if you're going to be arrogant and culty, you deserve to go down.
Did you? I don't know. You probably didn't see it, but they had a guy. They have a guy that plays both ways, Travis Hunter on Colorado, and he's a receiver that like lit him up receiving, and then he also plays cornerback. And they had a huddle at one point during a stoppage in play, and somebody from the TCU thing was like, "Throw it to 12. He fucking sucks." And then the dude had an interception the next play, and then came back and he was like, "Who the fuck said that?" Yelling at the people that did that, but it was the TCU guys that did that. But yeah, no, I think like Deion Sanders has a decent squad. So TCU is just they can't stop anybody. They have no defense. They didn't have a defense last year either.
There's a lot of people at work that are like, TCU. And so
no frogs.
Anything to shut them up.
Go Frogs! That's why Ashley likes the Longhorns. Todd wants to know if you think Baylor is cult-like too.
Baylor, I hardly know her.
Nice.
Hey!
Nice.
I mean, they do cover up like assault
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So like that's
why
not
they lost
great.
Texas State.
Oh, great.
Because problematic things. You can't hide that up. You can't hide up problematic stuff on the field like that too. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I like talking a little football. At that. If you want to go hear us talk more football, Pass the Grade podcast today, we got into a little football ahead of NFL season. So go listen to us talk about that. That was a fun conversation. I feel like we're wrapping this one up. Bean lives in Minnesota.
With
Land O'Lakes.
Is that where Janelle lives?
The Sunshine State.
I think so, yeah. Or where she used to live?
The
It's
Queen
where
City.
she used to live is what I just said.
Where?
It's where she used to live.
I'm smart.
I'm smart.
Boy, I smartest.
The Gophers.
Ooh.
He's probably you a big Kirk
Okay.
Cousins fan.
Me and Kirk Cousins.
So in the feeds, two people have, not in the feeds, on Reddit, two people have asked, who is the target? Is Red still the target? And nobody
don't
answered them.
know.
Okay. So it's not just us, at least.
No, nobody knows.
Did Jared say he visited his mom's driver? I don't know if he said it
Yes.
in the house, but he has visited his mama.
Well, they were talking about birthdays, and he said my favorite birthday
It
is
was when I was
turned
19.
19,
Yeah.
and I went to Fiji
To visit your mom. Yeah, on Survivor, you dumbass. Yeah.
Not the brightest, not the sharpest tool in the shed. Shot, smash mouth right there. Yeah, let's wrap this up on that note. We'll be back tomorrow with a live eviction recap. Maybe we'll know who the HOH is. Maybe they'll have an ongoing HOH. What we got?
Okay, 2 minutes ago, somebody asked, who's the real target? Is Jagapon or is Red staying on his birthday week? One person said changed by the minute. Last I heard, Red is out by a vote of 4-6, and somebody else just said Red is going.
Okay.
As of now.
As of now. But
That's
we
what
got
guys tune in tomorrow.
2 hours to go.
It's basically forever. We have
Yeah.
a lifetime before the vote.
Someone could get expelled between now and then.
Honestly, fingers crossed.
Anything could happen.
Possibly. All right, guys. Please review us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Give us 5 stars. Even if you're watching the YouTube version, go subscribe to us wherever you can subscribe to podcasts. If you're listening, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like all the videos. Appreciate y'all commenting in the chat. Shout out to Bean, Ashley, Thomas, Todd, Kenya, Ashley, Quentin, Helly, Thomas, everybody in the chat. Shout out to all you
Sherry
guys. Thanks
Lawler.
for joining along and chatting it up with us. We will be back tomorrow night. And until then, you guys have a good one and pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's big brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On Pass the Gravy, bro.